Yeah, and Bit was the perfect character to use because he's the most outrageous character, in at least outrageous in the sense. I mean, you could say that there are ethically outrageous characters that are more outrageous than Bit, but Bit is the most out there. He's the most. He's sort of the wild card character as in this book. He's the fifth of the five major characters. He's the only one that doesn't have his own book, but this whole chapter, in a sense, serves as a de facto book within a book.
He has his future self though has Bit of Golem,
Yeah.
um, which they speak about many times. I forget how many bits it was. Sometimes it gets to an absurd length where they're all talking to each other at the same time. There's diegetic Bit and Joycean Bit,
Yeah.
and then there's a few other different incarnations of earlier bits that kind of meld together in that sense too. Talk about the use of the public domain material. Most of them are children's books, although they're very influential children's books, and then a few of them are more seminal books or adventure tales like Treasure Island. Um, this is a book in toto that has a great number of memorable fantastically rendered characters. And it seems like in the public domain with these books, there's usually only one character that really stands out throughout time, like Anne Shirley and Anne of Green Gables,
Yeah.
or Tom Sawyer and Tom Sawyer, or Jim Hawkins and Long John Silver and Treasure Island. Whereas this book is just hewn with many great characters that are constantly interacting with each other.
Well, yeah, and also in this book, like with the public domain, I wanted to use the children's characters because Bit von Rheingold, in a sense, in this book, he's very much an embodiment of what people would call the child. He has no inner censor, even in the non-acid trip parts of the book. He moons Howard Cosell. He's doing all kinds of outrageous things. I think he comes one time with like electrodes on his nipples or something. And there's the one really funny scene too that one of my favorite scenes is where he's he hires a dwarf actress to do a pornography scene, and they're talking about her acting basically as a human pig, and they're talking as if they're talking about like some great acting technique. Um, but you know, a lot of the books and stuff that I chose, I wanted to choose because they were things that I enjoyed, but they also allowed for greater exploration of the character. For example, I chose Tom Sawyer rather than Huckleberry Finn for a good reason, and that is that Huckleberry Finn uh, got his depth and explication as a deeper character within his titular book. Whereas Tom Sawyer, uh, the original book, I think, is a great kids book. And then he has two bland sequels, Tom Sawyer Abroad and Tom Sawyer Kid or Boy Detective. And Huckleberry Finn narrates them. And here, Tom, in fact, sort of rebels against why is Huckleberry Finn narrating my story kind of thing. But I wanted to bring Tom Sawyer a bit farther out. I wanted to make Mowgli from the Jungle Book a bit more than just an ape boy. Jim Hawkins, uh, whereas Tom Sawyer in his first book, Tom Sawyer, uh, is more of a talker than a walker. Jim Hawkins is the epitome of the walker character in that he goes out and he goes on a ship and just maybe a year or two older, about the same age as Tom Sawyer might be, he's actually doing things. The three female characters, Dorothy Gale from the Oz books, I did want to use her because I did want to explore certain aspects of the other books besides The Wizard of Oz. Then there's Alice from Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, and there's a lot of psychological resonance with her. And then Anne Shirley, of course, because she's the oldest of the three characters, and I thought it'd just be interesting to have Jim and Tom Sawyer vying to get her, especially with Bit saying, have you sniffed her panties or whatever he might say about it, because it's kind of outrageous to have that.